At its height, Lakewood Church drew more than 16,000 people every week to a transformed NBA arena. This megachurch became a symbol of faith amplified by spectacle, offering an experience that promised personal transformation alongside spiritual uplift. Every detail, from seating and lighting to music and multimedia, was engineered for maximum impact. For many, attending Lakewood felt more like going to a major event than a traditional church service. The question is compelling. How does an institution built on such scale, influence, and visibility begin to lose its congregation? The answer reveals deeper truths about leadership, trust, and faith. A stadium turned sanctuary. Lakewood's main campus defies traditional church design. The former NBA arena now seats over 16,000 worshipers. On Sundays, a choir rises from the back, accompanied by a full band that emerges via an orchestra lift. Gigantic screens display lyrics and close-ups, while plush seating accommodates thousands. Volunteers guide families and parking crews coordinate traffic with precision. The atmosphere hums with energy, echoing a sports event more than a quiet service. Joel Osteen's entrance triggers waves of applause across the congregation, a reminder that the church experience is as much a production as a sermon. Megachurch defined. A megachurch is not just a large church. It is a distinct organizational category. According to the Hartford Institute for Religion Research, it is defined as a Protestant congregation with at least 2,000 weekly attendees. By 2020, around 1,750 megachurches existed in the United States, each designed to manage crowds that rival small stadiums. These churches focus on scaling the experience, offering coffee shops, bookstores, children's centers, and modern amenities. Everything is calculated, from theater-style seating to sound systems and parking logistics, creating an environment where the experience itself draws people in. The origins of spectacle. The modern megachurch traces its roots to visionaries like Robert Schuller and Bill Hybels. Schuller's Crystal Cathedral brought possibility thinking to television audiences, using glass walls and broadcast-ready design to make faith accessible and inspiring. Hybels, in suburban Chicago, pioneered the seeker-sensitive model at Willow Creek Community Church, removing traditional rituals, incorporating contemporary music, and designing a church that resembled a corporate campus more than a sanctuary. Both leaders shared a goal: reach people who would never attend a conventional church, using media, architecture, and programming to scale faith experiences. In the mega-church world. In the mid-2000s, Willow Creek commissioned a study called Reveal that shook the mega-church world. Results showed that higher program involvement and weekend attendance did not reliably lead to deeper spiritual growth. Participation, it turned out, was not the same as maturity. Hybels himself admitted this was a wake-up call. The model built crowds more effectively than resilient faith. Though the study raised important questions about sustainability and transformation, the momentum of megachurches continued. The scale, infrastructure, and financial incentives were simply too strong to halt the growth machine. Joel Osteen takes the stage. In 1999, John Osteen's sudden death thrust his son Joel into leadership. Previously, the church's television producer, Joel, became senior pastor by October. He introduced a style shaped by broadcast rhythms, shorter sermons, softer language, and a focus on positivity, destiny, and God's favor. Sin and repentance became less central, replaced by encouragement and hope. Attendance surged as this uplifting approach resonated with those seeking fresh beginnings. Joel's brand extended beyond Houston, amplified by television and best-selling books. Positivity became the core of Lakewood's identity, setting the stage for expansive growth and cementing its reputation as a church built on experience. Investing in spectacle. In 2005, Lakewood spent $95 million renovating the former arena into a purpose-built worship complex. The transformation included theater-style seating, state-of-the-art sound, expanded children's areas, cafes, and a sprawling lobby. Donations funded the project, demonstrating a financial commitment to the arena model. The investment did more than accommodate growth. It entrenched the church's identity as a high-production, crowd-driven experience. With millions invested, the church faced high overhead and maintenance costs, making it reliant on the spectacle to maintain attendance. Every programming decision and outreach effort would now need to sustain both faith and production. The fragile balance of trust. The arena model creates a visual and emotional impact, but it also exposes fragility. In August 2017, Hurricane Harvey flooded Houston, and Lakewood temporarily closed its doors. Critics questioned the church's claim that the building was inaccessible, noting photos of dry entryways. Though the church eventually opened as a shelter and mobilized thousands of volunteers, the debate exposed a crack in public trust. Even institutions built on positivity and performance can face scrutiny when expectations clash with urgent needs. The incident highlighted that reputation and trust, once compromised, are difficult to rebuild, even for a megachurch with millions of followers. External shocks and their effects. 3 years later, the COVID-19 pandemic forced churches nationwide to close. Pew Research and the Center on American Life reported that Americans who never attended services rose from roughly 26% to around 35%. For megachurches dependent on high attendance and production, these external shocks proved destabilizing. Historical examples, like Mars Hill Church in Seattle, demonstrate how quickly a congregation can collapse when leadership or external circumstances falter. The lesson is clear: scale and spectacle cannot replace resilience and trust when the foundation is shaken. Cultural shifts in American faith. National trends show declining religious participation. In 2020, Gallup reported that fewer than half of Americans belonged to a house of worship for the first time in modern history. Changing habits, distrust, and skepticism of spectacle-based ministry challenge even the largest churches. Longtime attendees may shift to online viewing, breaking attendance patterns, and leaving auditoriums that once overflowed with energy. These shifts reveal a broader societal transformation. Faith is no longer bound to physical spaces or mass gatherings, and the habits of generations are evolving faster than institutions can adapt. When spectacle overshadows substance, megachurches like Lakewood demonstrate the power and the risk of building faith experiences around production and scale. High-impact design, media, and architecture create unforgettable experiences, but they also make trust fragile. When circumstances change, disasters, pandemics, or leadership controversies, the very structures built for success can expose vulnerability. The real challenge is sustaining spiritual depth and community beyond the lights, music, and crowd. If the foundation of trust, growth, and engagement is weak, even the largest and most polished institutions can falter. Conclusion: building faith that lasts. Lakewood's story is a cautionary tale about faith, scale, and leadership. Megachurches demonstrate the possibilities of engineering experiences that inspire and engage millions. Yet they also highlight the fragility of systems built on spectacle alone. True resilience requires trust, community, and adaptability, qualities that cannot be measured in seats, donations, or production budgets. For faith institutions, the ultimate challenge is not filling arenas, but cultivating enduring roots. As American religious life evolves, the question remains: can institutions built for spectacle survive storms, pandemics, and cultural change? Or will trust and habit ultimately determine who remains?